Welcome to Sort 30. This sort deals with some of the patterns and spelling sounds that you've worked on in past sorts. There's also some homophones that we'll go over, so you will need to get into your word workbook and put some of the homophones in place. Also, we're going to be mostly focusing on the sorting by sound, because not all of the words that we're going to be sorting are going to have the exact same spelling pattern in them. One of the ways that we're going to sort is with AR. Now, this one, all of the words are actually going to have AR in it, so it's the most straightforward, and that's why we'll start with that one. So we'll start with jar. You might have a jar of yarn, and you might also march somewhere, march to the lunch line. And we also have the word hard. And we got to get bore out of there because that does not work at all, because that does not sound like AR. So we have all of these, this one that we're going to be sorting, this ways of sorting. R is in jar, yarn, march, and hard. Those are all pretty straightforward. The other way that we're going to be sorting is with this upside down E and the R. And the reason why it's an upside down E is because this is referring to how the R robs the vowel of its sound. We did this with a few sorts in the past. One of them was with fir, as in a fir tree, spelled F-I-R, but it doesn't sound like F-I-R. It's the R has robbed that word of its sound. So that would be under a category like this. And also, so would the other word fur, as in the fur on an animal, F-U-R. And again, the R robs the U of its sound, making it sound like an E. So we need to find many words that don't necessarily have ER in them, but sound like ER. So we would get lurk. To lurk is to peek around somewhere. And of course the U, the raw R, has robbed the U of its vowel sound. And it sounds like an E, lurk. We also have pearl. It makes that kind of E, U. It doesn't sound like you would imagine it to be for this, pearl. We have earn. More sounds like a UR or ER. You cannot exactly tell the vowel, and that's why the E is upside down, because the R has robbed the sound from the vowel. We have, let's see, we have spur. Another one. The R changes the sound of the vowel. Worst. This is to spur, means I could spur you on, which is to encourage you. You could also use a spur if you were riding a horse and you tapped it with the back of your heel, which might have something sharp on it to make the horse move along. So I can spur you on, or you could use a spur on a horse. We have surge, another one. The vowel sound has been changed. Let's see, we've got any more? Maybe some more will show up in a minute. All right, we also have the or sound. Oh, sir, there's another one. Let's move this over, and this will be part of that. Okay, this is part of the here, sir. All right, some of the ones that are OR. We've got thorn, that's pretty obvious, that's the way that's spelled. We have snore, you might do that if you go to sleep, or sometimes people pretend they're making that kind of noise. We also have horse, but we also have two horses. Now these you're going to need to draw on and also put them in your homophone list. Horse, you guys would be much better at drawing a horse than me. But let me just draw something that somewhat looks like some kind of an animal. All right, this is my horse. Pretty weak, I know. This is horse as in, I'm talking to you in a really hoarse voice. So I'm going to make just a mouth, I think. That will have to do sufficiently to let me know that that means a hoarse voice. We also have bore. This is to bore a hole into something. This is also homophone, so this one will need to go into your list. To bore is to make a hole. I'm not sure how you might make a hole. Maybe we do something like this, something under the ground. You guys will think of something better. Or you can just write hole. An animal might bore a hole into the ground. We have bore as in a wild pig. You guys maybe drawing a pig nose would help with that. And then pig ears. A bore, like so. Also, we have another score. Score a goal in basketball. And we have other homophones too, all under the or category. We'll need to probably slide those over because they don't really fit 100% well. Let's see if we can put sir down here. Okay. Now, these are part of the or. Worn, as in, I'm worn out. I'm so tired. Maybe I write tired here to remind me that that's the kind of worn that is talking about. I guess actually there isn't an... Oh, and then we have this worn right here. I'm warning you now. So this would be a warning. Maybe a scolding of some sort. This might be make sure you study. Make sure you study. A warning. You might write something like that on your word list to remind you that that's what it is. We also have warm, to be warm. You can see how this OR, these words are definitely, the ones are being robbed of their sound over here, but also here you can see we have worn and warm, but they have this OR sound. We're not exactly doing it just by the spelling pattern, but instead how it sounds. Let's see if we have it sorted properly by sound, because this is a really challenging list. We liked R, jar, yarn, march, and hard. Perfect. Nice. That one was very straightforward. Now we have the one where the vowel sound is being robbed by the R. Lurk, core. You know what? That one is not right, because that is obviously an OR, so we need to move that sound over here. That's why we recheck. Let's try it again. Lurk, pearl, earn, spur, worst, search, sir, worth, and chore. All of those, chore, no, chore has to go over here. That's clearly OR. So here we go. Now we have the OR over here. Thorn, snore, horse, horse, bore, score, bore, worn, worn, warm, core, like the core of the planet, the middle or the core of an apple, and chore. Some of you guys might have chores to do. Now these are sorted by sound. Good luck with this sort. Ask me if you need any help, and I look forward to seeing how well you do.